Let's welcome back to the show former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. He's the author of the book, Abuse and Power. It chronicled how he was the target of the FBI. Okay, Carter, it's great to have you back on again. Did you have any idea whatsoever that what government documents show now, that the main source for the now debunked anti-Trump Steele dossier was, quote, a likely Russian spy? Did you have any idea about that?
No, and I have been fighting for the truth for years already, Liz, and it's really unfortunate that we're finally finding out about this just 40 days before the election. So this is just an extraordinary level of corruption that has just been uncovered yesterday. And like I said, I've been trying since the very beginning to get the truth. No luck.
So you had no idea he was a Russian agent who the FBI had investigated for 2 years because he was a potential threat to national security because of his ties to Russian intelligence. You didn't know any of that, and the FBI was told about this, in December of 2016, before they got wiretaps on you. You didn't know anything about that.
No, although they say it was possible he was a threat to national security. We now know that he and his colleagues in the Democrat Party, funded by the DNC, they did become a threat to national security in the lead up to the last presidential election and throughout the initial years of the Trump administration. I was getting almost constant death threats related to all these false allegations that this subsource was distributing, or it was helping Christopher Steele and providing to Christopher Steele, the DNC consultant, to take down President Trump. And my name was attached to this completely made up story. So it's truly extraordinary.
So this source worked at the Brookings Institution. He also was asking a lot of questions about U.S. military vessels. He was also, it gets worse. In May 2009, he tried to recruit 2 individuals who were close to a foreign policy advisor to President Barack Obama, saying that if you get a job in the government, you have access to classified information, you may be able to make a little extra money on the side. So when you see information like this, given that, and by the way, switching now over to Hunter Biden and that story, have you ever been wired any money whatsoever from overseas individuals?
No, never anything like that. That's for sure. And it's funny about that quote that you just cited. A little bit of extra money on the side. I mean, that $3 million plus from a senior oligarch in Moscow is really bringing that whole concept to an entirely new level. And that's another example of how we've been waiting. And I know several senior members of Congress have been pushing for the truth for years, just like I've been pushing calling for the truth since the last presidential election. And we're finally just getting some initial clues about the extent of the complete corruption and just how far these people will go to line their own pockets.
So how do you reconcile in your head that the Democrats, including the Hillary Clinton campaign, helped fund this anti-Trump opposition research, the Steele dossier, that was using as its main source a Russian Russian spy that the FBI had already investigated, and that now critics warn is saying basically this is Russian disinformation coming into the Steele dossier, basically that the FBI was pursuing you and Trump based on Russian disinformation. That's what we've heard Republican senators have been telling us this year. So how do you reconcile this?
Well, I think we are going through a reconciliation process. But unfortunately, that entire sham was pushed by the Democrats' colleagues in the mainstream media. They're the ones that were broadcasting this Russian disinformation for years and years on end. So unfortunately, there does need to be a reckoning, and we are not quite there yet. And unfortunately, we're now less than 40 days to the next election. So I think it's really important that Americans know the full truth.
Senator Graham called this the most stunning and damning revelation his committee has uncovered in the review of the Trump-Russia probe. Senator Graham says, quote, "To me, failure of the FBI to inform the FISA court that the primary subsource for Christopher Steele was suspected of being a Russian agent. So this is a breach, he says, of every duty owed by law enforcement to the judicial system. Had you ever have any indication that the FBI was not telling the FISA court about this agent, this this thought to be an a Russian spy, that they knew about for years and years and years? You would no word about that.
Absolutely none. And unfortunately, when this whole DOJ Inspector General report came out, it was redacted. Again, this information, which was originally released in December of 2019, we're just learning about it today. And in terms of Chairman Graham, he is a national hero, having fought so hard for over 2 years to get to the bottom of this. And the fact that we're only now just getting it, I think it's a quantum leap forward, but there clearly is a lot more to come, and there should be. And I'm really looking forward to next Wednesday when Chairman Graham has former FBI Director James Comey on his come to the committee. And there's obviously going to be a lot of questions that need to be answered.
All right, Carter Page, thanks for coming on. We'll have you back on. Carter Page there, it's good to see you again.